Hi everyone. A lot of you have been asking to learn more about the 528 Hz fork. I've been using 528 Hz since 2005. I've been using tuning forks since 1996. I started with the solar harmonic spectrum, which is the C major scale, and then I purchased the 9-piece unweighted solfeggio set and started using that, and noticed immediately that the solfeggio tones were much clearer, brighter, uplifting, and in comparison the C major scale sounded sort of dull and dumb and muddy. And I used them side by side for a while, but then just ended up abandoning the C major scale altogether because I really found I preferred the solfeggio frequencies. So I used these for many years. I used all the ones in the set. But then I encountered a problem as my practice got busier and I started using them more and more. They started wearing out on me, particularly the 174 and the 528. In fact, I went through a period where I was breaking forks almost every day. And I ended up needing a solution. And so Todd at MetaVibe started working with me to create a metal alloy that would withstand the stress that the way I was using tuning forks in Biofield Tuning was creating on these forks. We needed an alloy that would hold up to being in distortion a lot. And so it took us 2 years of R&D, but we finally landed on an alloy that worked great. And so the forks that I sell at the Biofield Tuning store are made of this alloy. And it's fancy. And as a consequence, my forks are about twice as expensive as other ones that you would find out there. So just to do a comparison to see if they really are worth it, I actually ordered a couple of 528s from Amazon. And I have those right here. One of them came with a little mallet, and this one is a Lesage, it says on it. And so this is what it sounds like when you activate this one, the mallet. It doesn't sound too bad. It's a little dull, but it sounds okay. Here's this other one. It doesn't have a name or a manufacturer on it. It didn't come with anything, this one. That's what that sounds like. Let's do it again. Okay, so if you were to buy one off Amazon that came with a mallet, it would sound like that. Now, having used forks for so long, I've actually tried activating them on basically everything. Like anything that you can hit a tuning fork on, I've tried. And what I found is that actually Canadian hockey pucks, like no other hockey pucks, Canadian hockey pucks are actually the best. This one is Viceroy, and we have them made with our logo. You can see mine's pretty beat up. So this is how mine sounds coming off of a hockey puck. It's sort of bright and clear and sustained. You know, when you activate on a hockey puck, the strikes sound different, right? So we'll do a few. It's a very uplifting sound. It's very bright. Sometimes when you're holding it over people or yourself, like it can really sound like a choir of angels. It's just a really beautiful sound. Yeah, so that's what that sounds like. Okay, so let's hear these other ones on the hockey puck. Right, so what I hear in this is a kind of like, there's like almost like a downbeat in it. Whereas in mine, there's a kind of, this kind of sounds like, can you hear that? Let's try this one. Yeah, it has the same kind of, right? Same frequency, but a very, very different tonal experience. Right? This is how we want to feel. We want to feel like, that's aliveness, right? That's health. There's a kind of radiant brightness in this tone that we didn't hear in those other ones, right? So this is a true sound therapy tool developed by a practitioner with many years in the field. And, in my opinion, if you're serious about this sort of thing, it's worth investing in good tools. So how do you use it? Well, one of the ways that you can use the fork is to just activate it and listen to it. That's it. And really pay attention, see if you can hear subtleties or nuances in the sound. What this does is it brings your brain out of a beta state of thinking into an alpha state of listening, which immediately settles down the nervous system. And you can just follow it all the way, until you just can't hear it anymore at all. And just that alone can just bring the system down. And we all need that. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there, right? Another way that you can use it is like you would use a burning sage bundle to just kind of move it around yourself. You just kind of go around in your own field, sort of like a feather duster, just anywhere you feel like it. And you might find areas that are dull sounding. So the areas that sound dull, you can kind of stay there for a little while until they brighten up. And make sure you're breathing. Everybody breathe while you're watching me. I can feel that you're not breathing. I wasn't breathing either. It's really important that we breathe, right? This is why we do this sort of thing, is to settle us down and open us up so that we breathe more fully and deeply. And when you do this sort of thing, anytime you use tuning forks on yourself, you want to do it in a spirit of like love and appreciation and gratitude for having a body. So I love my body. I'm really grateful for my body. Appreciate my body. I want to give it good vibes. This just kind of gets things moving, and you end up feeling, and you can end just letting it ring out. And because it has this sort of bright, radiant, uplifting quality, it entrains you into that. Like you just start to feel that way. The water in your body, the electricity in your body, everything becomes more harmonious, more coherent, and slightly uplifted in a really pleasant way. So the 528, some people claim it repairs DNA. I think all coherent frequencies have the potential to repair whatever is not right in the body, because tuning forks introduce coherent sound and energy that the body turns into electricity, turns into energy. So really any fork has the potential to do that when used in the right way. Some people also say that the 528 is the frequency of love. I don't agree with that either. Like, why there's an infinite number of frequencies? Like, why would just one be the frequency of love, right? That just doesn't make any sense. All of life, all of creation is love. And when we're in a coherent, orderly state ourselves and we're resonant with creation, then that's what we are too. So sound is just a great way to bring more love and appreciation and relaxation and breath into your being. And the 528 is a great way to do that. So stay tuned. Next time I log on to talk about this, I'm going to tell you how you can use it to do space clearing.